What's up, guys? Hope everyone's doing good. We're back live on the Game Dev channel again. It's been a while. We did do a dev stream recently. But yeah, it was on the main channel, but just for members and stuff. But anyway, today we're going to continue on making my game, Earth and Heart. And yeah, it should be good. We're specifically today working on my level loader. Let me just real quick make sure everything's looking good. Hello, Twitch chat, how's it going? And yeah, everything looks good on YouTube as well. Let's just quickly make sure it shows up. Yep, on the main page. There it is on the home page. Okay. Hopefully that means we're all good to go. So yeah, I've still been we'll talk about what we're going to do game dev wise and just jump into some work momentarily. But yeah, I you know, I'm still kind of new to streaming game dev really, or rather, you know, I haven't done it like that much. So yeah, I'm still figuring out what I want the setup to be like. So yeah, obviously I'm bigger like on the screen now on the left, with chat messages on the right, and I kind of realized 90% of what I'm doing, I'm just in my editor. And recently I've just been using this like sort of half-centered window like this. So I realized we've got a lot of room around the sides, and you know, if we want to show more of what's going on, you know, we can always change to this. So yeah, hopefully it works out good. So basically what we're actually working on right now is we're working on setting up a level loader, and I literally just started it a few hours ago. So it's very rudimentary at the minute. But yeah, I noticed actually yeah, there was like an error being returned. Well, it's not an error, but a debug message being printed. Level loader not found. I think that actually is fine though, actually. A lot of these debug printouts I'll probably remove at some point anyway. Yeah, so let's real quick run the compile and run the game so we can kind of like see where we're at. Okay, so let me, if I do this. Okay, so right now we're still in very early stages of development, and we're still sort of fleshing out the features of the engine that we're building the game with, right? But we are getting pretty far along in that process. Maybe halfway. And anyway, fundamentally, the main thing to focus on is that right now, we've got basically two fundamental types of levels, if you will, that can be created for the game. This is the procedurally generated one. So this right now is representative of a procedurally generated world map in the game. And oh, Bevo.
Bevo18 just subscribed. Hello, Nick. I hope all is well. 13 months of being you. Thanks. Smiley face.
Thank you so much for the tier 1 resub. You legend. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for supporting the content. It's crazy that you've subbed for so long everywhere. You legend. Thank you so much. Hope you're doing good. Right, so this is a procedurally generated system using Perlin noise. This is a part of our program at the minute where we just generate all of this data. And the way that this level, if you will, it's not necessarily like strictly a level, but I'm kind of conceptualizing it in a way that makes sense, because like this is basically the world map, and then like going into like dungeons and stuff, that is more like a level. But a game room, a level, whatever you want to call it, the way this is generated is we have a whole sort of subsection of the engine that procedurally generates the data instantaneously. That data is stored in a file, and then when this is loaded, it decides what tile to draw based on that level data. The other type of level, which I can't easily show right now, that's part of what we're doing, is actually made in tiled, where the level data is stored, saved out of tiled. And that means that we actually have a real level editor for making pre-designed levels and rooms and stuff in the game as well. So that it's not all procedurally generated, which is going to be very important. And the way these two things work are obviously quite different. And right now, because obviously we're making this ourselves, if we wanted to switch between this and a fixed design level, it would be a nightmare. And what we would have to do, for example, is we would have to go through basically all of the comments here, and we'll have stuff like you know, this is letting me know that this is where I was loading the world map, for example, and I would have to sort of comment these bits out, and then I can show a good example of this actually. Like for the width and height, we're setting different constants. This is all because like this is all cobbled together as from like the day one of making the game, right? So, for example, this here says use this to test world. So this is for the world, for example, and then we've got different map values here, right? For testing levels. So we just have to comment this out and uncomment this because, you know, that's the simplest way to do that when we're just like testing stuff out. But now things are getting pretty fleshed out. We want a way of being able to switch between these things on the fly, basically, right? So I decided that we basically need to make like a level loader where it's going to be like a screen that we can go to and select out of all of the sort of levels that we're able to render in the game right now. which one we want to go to. So I decided that it made sense to make the GUI system. So recently, I made the GUI system first. So right now we can actually bring up, you know, different menu boxes with different menu elements, and these all work. Like they've got buttons and toggle boxes and stuff. The graphics are obviously all just temporary, and the size and everything, it's all just random values at the minute to test it. But we built this like UI system so that we can create a menu for the actual level loader. What's up, Code with TD? I hope you're doing good. And so that's what we started doing. So we added a GUI box for the level loader, and we've got like a village button and an overworld button. And if we, right now, if we just run the game again, you can see that at the minute it loads in like this, and we can bring up the level loader menu and click the overworld, and then it actually renders the overworld. So what it is we are actually doing right now is hunting down all of the code. It's Stereo Dots, by the way, just with a new name. Kept the TD part because the name and added code with as I tried the code. Nice. I appreciate that, Terry. How's it going, man? I actually have a chat box hidden behind my camera, by the way, so I can actually see her on the monitor that I'm coding on. Pretty funny, but nice. Thanks for stopping by, Terry. I appreciate that, mate. What do you want me to call you now, then? So anyway, basically, just to briefly summarize, this is where we were earlier, right? In this file. And I was saying, like, this is where we load the world data. And then you notice it's already commented out because what we're doing is we've created this function called start world map level. And we've put that in there instead. And then if we just scroll down to main here, you know, we can run it in main. This is a little bit scuffed at the minute because obviously this is currently work in progress. But more importantly, if we go to, you'll still answer. TD's fine, but I'll still answer Terry. Okay, nice one, dude. Appreciate that. And great, thanks. You know, I was, I don't know, feeling a little stressed or whatever yesterday, so I decided that today was going to be a game dev day because it relaxes me. But you can see it right here is where we set up our buttons for our level loader menu that we bring up. And then we have a callback function here, which is like what happens when this button is pressed. And that is triggering this function here that we just created. So what we're doing is we're going through the parts of the code that we're hunting down the bits that trigger the overworld to be created, and we're chucking them into a function that we can execute on demand. And so that, if we go back one more time, if we just run what we have right now just one more time, that's why this now starts like this, black. And then we bring up the menu, we click overworld, and it renders. But if you notice, which you probably already did, still got sprites on the screen. And also, right now, just to demonstrate how much this is a work in progress, I guess, if we go down to main and just comment this out, and then we just compile the game again, and then we run that. we get an error. We actually get a seg fault specifically. Because it's trying to render stuff that isn't initialized. And so, where I've got up to so far, other than adding these few things into this function today, is if we go to globals, we just have a few global variables here that we've just set up. One to detect our current level, and one to check if we should render sprites or tiles, so that we can start creating structs that'll work as an entity component system, which is a complicated way of just saying we can start creating lists that represent everything we want for each level, and then just be like, is it this level? Check this list. And the list will have all these kind of variables like this, basically, to check what needs to happen for each one, right? So, the next logical part, this is right up until the point I decided to stream today. So, the next logical part is to go to render sprites. Well, we don't have anything called render sprites right now. Let's go to our renderer. And we should probably some of this may come in, well, will come in later for sure. Specifically here, this is where we are rendering the game world, right? So we should probably just do something like if g render, is it tiles? I think that global that we created, and we just have it just do this big check. Oh, we missed a bracket there. I've got a new keyboard, so my typing is still a bit scuffed, but we're getting there. And so what we should now do is compile and run the game. And no tiles will be rendered anyway yet, right? But let's see what happens when this... And now this doesn't do anything. Which is good. That's actually what we want, right? So the question that we want to figure out now is, if I go back to main, and then we go to our main loop, and we re-comment this out, and we compile and run that, no error, right? Remember that it errored before without running this? So our theory was right there. This song's a little loud for me. How have we ended up with this soundtrack on again? Oh no, we haven't. I've heard this song too many times, sorry. Alright. Okay. So that's good. Now we should go into our renderer again. And we should do the same for sprites. Which is only this little bit. Should be anyway. If G render sprites. I want to put a line break there. Although I say I'm good, I'm all right now, but I've had an unlucky last 3 weeks. So first I got a chest infection. Then my SSD died. Then I ran into some issues with toothache. Oh, that's shit, man. Dude, I don't know what is going on in the world right now, but I feel like basically everybody I care about and know has been sick and really going through some shit the last few months, because I have also been incredibly sick and it's really sucked. But I'm glad you're doing better, dude. I'm glad you're on the mend. And yeah, it's shit when things are shit, but we get through it in the end, right? So we see no sprites now, which is another good thing. So I want to press this. Nothing should happen. Can you guess where we're going, chat? 10 points if you guess what we're going to do next. I'll wait. You see if you've been listening or not. It's okay if you weren't listening, but we're going to test you anyway, I guess. So we added checks to the global variable to see if we should render or not. The sprites for the tiles. Can you guess what we're going to do next? We are going to... I don't know if anyone's typing a message or not. But now we're going to turn on those variables when we run our start world map function. Render tiles equals true. Render sprites. Oops. Equals false. True. We'll go with true, obviously. Well, we could test it, actually. Anyway, let's compile the game again. Now we see nothing. We bring up the level of the menu, click overworld. And we see everything. Sprites. And tiles. Now, that's a good start. But we actually, for real, probably should test this. So if we do... Actually, look, where my head was at right away... Oops, typo. Again, new keyboard. We should do this because something tells me that the camera is probably still going to... Yeah. So we are actually still moving some variables around here. We should probably have another global. This shouldn't, like, so what we could do for this, right? We could just go to, like, process input. Right, and go down, look where these directions are, right? And we could be like, oh, if we're not rendering our sprites, we don't need to do this, right? And then we could, like, probably go to update somewhere in here, right? It's probably set up position to move. See, this is where we're moving the player and check in. And we could literally just, if the sprites are there, if they aren't there, like, don't do this, right? But that's not enough, is it? Because we're definitely going to want to render sprites and not be following the player. So what we should probably do instead is just add another global that's like player active. Right. And we need to declare it in the header, so game knows what's going on. And then we should probably start with process import, like we said. I mean, the logic we had before is sound, of course. We just need to actually see what we want to do here. So for this bit is all player movement here. So let's put it in after this comment, and we'll do if G underscore player, no, active, right? That's what we called it. Active. And then we'll do this. Wait, no, we went down here. And it's this. I need to do a weird key combination to press this button, and I'm... Is it this? Okay, there we go. I've changed to a split ergo 36 key keyboard, by the way. That is why my key presses are very scuffed. Okay, so, yep. We're good here. If player active, do this. We should probably test this before we, because so what this actually does, this doesn't move the player. This is our process import function. I keep looking up here for the camera, but the camera's over here. This is our process import function. So this doesn't actually update anything. This just gets the input. So we should probably, before we actually stop it from moving properly, this will stop it moving, to be clear. But just to be thorough about it, we should probably just double check that the camera is never going to move, even with it like this, which is absolutely fine, right? You could leave it at that. However, code is still running that doesn't need to be ran. So it's, you know, a waste of tiny little bitties. Update. So it's where we create delta time, set position to move. We could probably just put this here, honestly. If G underscore player active, and then you see this is where we finally update the player position. And then we finally update the camera position, which you still want to do, right? Because we might want to move the camera, but not have an active player. So this is probably going to be fine. viewport. Oh. I missed a bracket somewhere. I did not catch that before we compiled. It's kind of insane. Okay. Load the world. Now, obviously, we still can't see the sprite, but that's fine. Let's go to start world map, and we will change this back to true now. All right, so we should now set G_player active to true. Oh my god. When we initialize the level for the world. And then we run that. And then absolutely nothing happens. We open the level loader menu. We click this. And now we see everything. And the camera moves and stuff. Okay. So now we are kind of getting somewhere. But this is where things are gonna get really difficult, probably. So let's just have a better look at that. We need to now do the same thing. For the other level, so we can actually switch between the two. And so this is going to get a lot more complicated now because we're dealing with different view sizes and stuff like that. One's more zoomed in, one's more zoomed out. So it's going to affect the renderer more. So where I think I'm going to start is if we go back to globals, I did create this current level variable. If I go to see, yeah, currently it's set to world map. We should probably initialize this with null. Oh, it must be, oh, it's an array, isn't it? Well, we can do this. Just Just double check the compiler likes that. Oh, this is... We can't... There's a simple way around this issue. Because we can actually, for example... well, let's see if 0, if it likes this. It's probably the simplest thing to do. Yeah, there we go. Okay. We could just actually have it, say that no level is loaded or something like that, but it's better if we have a null value, really. So, so then, if we go back to main, the first thing I want to do in this function now is g underscore current level equals world map okay. This is actually really funny in C, by the way. This is because we can't do strings. We have to do array of characters. Because it's C. Programming languages didn't even do strings back then. So, oh boy. I've just thought of a potential additional problem. If we go to tile manager, isn't in here change tile set use here. I'm just wondering if, like, we just add big switches for this. Like, what tile set to use. Or if we, Let's look at this real quick. Like, when we actually use this. Yeah. Probably going to be better if we feed it in. So we need to rewrite this little portion. Oh, it's not on my harpoon, is it? In the tile manager. Tile manager. Let's add that to my harpoon. Harpoon, by the way, is this little box here. It's awesome. Vim plugin allows you to rapidly jump from file to file. Or Vim window to, well, it's any buffer basically. You can add it to this quick list. And this quick list as well is like editable. It's just another Vim buffer, so I just deleted a line there, just like we delete a line of code. Speaking of which, I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to do this. I want my terminal at the top. Then I want main second, to be honest. So right. So all I was really thinking is, oh, it's only an SDL surface. And it's a pointer. Hang on. Oh, no, yeah. So what we should do is we should turn this into an argument pointer. Oh, wait, no, we shouldn't. Well, we could actually just feed it a string. Let me think if this makes sense. Not really going to make a difference whether or not we decide to feed a string value here, or we actually deciding what image goes into it. Doesn't really matter. But it feels more efficient to feed it a string. To me. So let's just try that. So let's just have this be argument. Tile set. Directory. And then we'll do after we do this here. We'll just have a tile set directory, and the type, of course, will be an array of characters, conflicting types. Why? Oh, I know why. Hang on. Is this one of those things that it's because didn't I create Where is this return array type that I created? Oh, it's here. Oh, but this is okay. Well, that is not very good. Type naming. We need to really refactor some of this. So basically what we should do, we should create a struct to package the array into. Because sending and returning arrays in and out of functions, C doesn't really like that. So we should do like type def struct. We should really have made this more generic, but and this is going to be string. That's what we should do actually. And then this should be T underscore return right? Something like that. Didn't we give yeah, we gave it a max size of 64, right? So we should probably do the same here. My God, this keyboard, man. All right, so now we should be able to if we do type underscore string no, it doesn't like this. Hang on. Where is the yes. Let's just I think I've just been a little dumb here. Just go back to this again. I forgot that we actually used a header file for this. What is it? Tileset directory? That was it, right? A_tileset directory. Yeah. Okay. Which means we didn't need this type because it's only returning that we have to do that with. Which is what I thought until I saw that error, but I got confused. Okay. With C noob shit. This is, even though I'm making a game in C, this is the first time I've even worked in C. This project, anyway. So now we should be able to do when we load this, it should be able to be AS and then I don't even know what this is actually called. I've not seen this part of the file system in a long time. Let's just open Finder real quick. AS, gotta love the AS folder. Till, and it's literally just tileset_world.png. Tileset_world.png. So let me think about this. If I go back into my terminal, what does this do? G_current level unused. Right. Yes. I guess we can comment that out until we've implemented that for now. Right. So what this is showing is that we actually are on the level loader. Sorry, on the tile set, the tile manager. We are specifically sending in this string. I can actually double check that. So it's coming back in here. And we can see now that we then go to this variable. Yeah. Okay, good. We should definitely do a commit because this is actually like a lot. Level loader. Started. Okay. What's up, Sinton? Good evening. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you're doing good, dude. What? What light was going on and off? Now what? Right. Now. I know there's somewhere there's a comment that here it is. It says replace G_map with G_tilemap for world generation. That does not need to be the case. Although it can be. This isn't necessarily a big deal. Can't complain. Good to see you. I hope you're well. I'm good, thanks. Can we tolerate staying in the dark, chat? I way prefer it. You see me enough? I actually might be able to change the ISO on the camera, actually. One second. Might be able to make things brighter without changing the lighting. You might lose me for a moment. ISO. Does that look okay? I think that starts to look a bit distorted, doesn't it? 3200 ISO looks alright though, I think. Honestly, everything above 800 ISO is kind of distorted anyway. Is this too much, you think? Yeah, I guess we leave it on 3200. Let me know if you think we should go to 64. This is 6400, but it's getting a little distorted. It's boiling. Yeah, we'll stick to 32. Thank you. Let's do right. Okay, cool. Thank you. I'm just thinking about this here. Having two different globals. It doesn't really matter. However, Where is ah, yes. This is why. You know, this is kind of doing the same thing anyway right now. Let me just test something out here. So it was a while ago when all of this stuff was created now. Let me test going through this. And see actually what happens. Out of curiosity. And then we load this. It's the only reason it matters is because of setting the dimensions of the array that represents the tile map. So that should be fine to leave for now. Even though it's a little messy. But that's good. So this didn't I create some globals when I was working on integer scaling? Active tiles bool yeah, I didn't start using any of these yet, but this is part of my idea. Right, yes. So what we should probably... So when the C program is pretty small, it's pretty simple to start working with lots of pre-compiler macros for constants. But pretty quickly it is better to start just having them as global variables as things scale up. And obviously with things are really starting to scale up with the project right now. So what we should probably do, so we've got Overworld map width and overworld map height. That's how many tiles wide we want the overworld, right? Then we've got level width and level height. Level map width and level map height. I'm just thinking. Do we need like a current map width and current map height or not? We're wasting time thinking too hard about this. It's really simple. I think what we should do is we could have some constants. I don't know if this is worth it or not. Yeah, I think what we're going to do is have a couple more constants. And we'll do for now, we'll do it like this. Overworld. Width. And then height. I feel like we need better terminology than just doing level width and level height, but it is what it is. Just roll with it for now. Definitely going to need to do some refactoring at some point just to rename some of this stuff, but As long as like I can hold all of this in my head, it's okay. Level width is 64. Or height is 64. So let's just see what happens. If we go to here and we just make first of all, let's do a quick compile just to make sure we've not added any errors accidentally there. Right. Okay, so we're Gucci. So let me where are those map values? Should be at the top somewhere. Oops. That's definitely not good. I was gonna say we could just comment this out. First of all. And let's just see if it actually likes it. It might be used somewhere else. No? Okay, that's good. So now let's just see what happens if we reduce the size of this array. Let's just say 0 for now. Has this always been here? Or did I accidentally just add that before? And then let's go in here. Okay. Gmap is 0 in the header. Let's try doing it here. Okay, so This should create some problems. Doesn't matter right now, but when we do this, that's super funny. Okay. So the reason I'm doing this is because what we actually want to do is be able to change the size of the towel. Because basically, we're actually slimmed down like the code here to, instead of have multiple global arrays representing the tile map of whatever room is being rendered, we can just have one. However, that does mean that we're going to want to change the size of this array on the fly. So now we can use it is width and then height, isn't it? In this array, I've just thought it might not necessarily be like that. Overworld. Let me just quickly. I actually don't know. It's height and then width. Thank God for being able to do undo history. It makes a lot more sense to do height and then width. Actually. In general. Okay. So now compile a game again. I want to use variable gmap. Shouldn't be used. Huh. Shouldn't have to put int, right? No. Is this because we have to actually define it? Like, I wonder if we do this. What happens? Used. How it... Isn't it used though? Wait, isn't it using the renderer or something? It's literally used. Hmm. A look at this as well. We are going to want current width and current height variable as well for the renderer here. I'm just thinking about this. So take me back to this. And then we go to the tile manager. Hmm. Oh, I know why. This is creating a local variable called gmap. So how can we do this then? Maybe we are better off having two different global arrays after all. Let me actually try something. So no way we can kind of get it to do this. I think maybe if we do like even just something like this. Let's even compile. No, that's not gonna work, is it? Okay. Well, I think what I'm gonna do is, because this doesn't matter that much. You know what's weird? It's only really using these just to measure this how the size of these arrays to determine how big the world should be. Should fill them somewhere now. Really? Right, whatever. We're talking about, you know, the tiniest of details, really. Although, it would be nice to figure out I think there is some sort of limitation to do with resizing arrays that I'm not. Yeah, it still says it's unused. Even though it's used because it's redefining it. Yeah. So let me Google something real quick. I think there is something about not being able to go. No, I know what we need to do. I think you can't go bigger, but you can go smaller, if I'm not mistaken. Let's actually, real quick, just do this. If I'm right in thinking this is what the issue is. And then let's just try and resize an array. I don't even know what this would do, hypothetically. I know, it's just going to read... It's just going to define another one still, though, isn't it? I don't think there's a way we can do this. I think we just have to have separate arrays. Well, I don't think there's a way we can do it like this. Okay. Overworld with I think you can't alter the size of them once they're defined, which only really matters if usually for altering the max size, because if you think about it, I'll Google it in a minute, but I'm pretty sure yeah, for safe memory, exactly. So like that. So if I'm not mistaken, well, first of all, if you think about it, it's only usually our situation is different, and I'll explain why. And that's why it's problematic, which is maybe it shouldn't even work like this in the game altogether, to be honest. It's kind of nice to define these arrays and measure them as sort of a template for what the world's going to be, but actually you could just have a global variable for width and a global variable for height. Probably. But at this point, it would mean rewriting some things, which I'm not going to do right now. But anyway, if you think about the concept of not being able to change the size of arrays, typically it only would matter to change the maximum, right? Because normally the way that you would be accessing an array would be directly via the accessor. So you would be like, look at array value 0, look at array value 1. It would be rare that you would be looking at a value that wasn't there, because if you defined like a 1000 by 1000 array or something like we're doing here, then it would have a value, right? But what we are doing, the reason it's different is we are actually using how many values there are in each dimension to do a loop to create the world. Yeah, it's not that. Yeah, they're not immutable. It's just the size of them. Let's actually Google what I just said to make sure I'm right, but I think it is the case. Can't change size of array in C. In C, we need to understand that the memory for an array is allocated at compile time. There you go. And not at runtime. We can't change the size of an array after its declaration. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad I remembered that, because it shows I am actually learning. If I resize this window accordingly, you guys will be able to read it as well. So, yeah. An array in C is static in nature, so its size should be known at compile time, and we can't change the size of array after its declaration. So this is exactly what we were trying to do, and it's why it just creates another variable instead. That system has run out of application memory. That's not good. We probably created our own memory leak earlier. That's probably what the problem is. Wait, why is this using 700 megabytes? Anyway. We can still... Hello. Test 1, 2. Holy shit. Sorry about that. Yeah, so my Mac actually handles my microphone. And yes, because we're fucking around with things that aren't memory safe in C. I'll take a little bit of light at this point. Yeah, we crashed our Mac. But then what's even funnier is the way that the audio is sent to the stream PC is actually over the network. And our IP got reset. So I had to change the incoming IP. Wait, also, what the fuck is happening with... I think for the same reason. The capture's also sent over the network. Video capture, and that's also not working. That I am less sure on how to fix. Maybe actually if I turn my Wi-Fi back on. Yes, that fixed it immediately. Okay. Man, I have such a complicated setup. But it's good because me being able to actually work on my Mac is such a big deal for me. Right. So, yeah, we were right anyway about our assumptions about C. We established that, right? Oh my God. The new keyboard. Have I ever showed what my new keyboard actually setup actually is or not? I can read chat on this PC now. I actually just hide the chat window behind my camera. That's my new workaround instead of using an iPad. Okay. We're back in action. So we were just saying there's a bunch of different ways we can do this actually. But there's only one way we should do it, right? What if I know, chat. Do I know? We should probably just... Let's just stop fucking around and let's actually just give it actual readable names and just, you know, do this shit, like, instead of messing around. Overworld. Let's go height. Oh, we've just done it the wrong way around. What did we even call those other constants? Level width and level height. The fucking super annoying thing about this is that we're using Gmap, right, as our global. I suppose this is all happening in this function, right? There's nowhere else. Oops. So we could just add it as an argument. Have we actually finally figured out what the actual fucking like simple answer is? After all that. This is what, you know, you want to... So we're talking about memory safety. This is actually where we are. Wait, no. We need... Right? This isn't right, is it? Do I need to even do this, actually? incompatible integer to point. Oh. This won't work either. Maybe if we make this a pointer, it'll work. So it's directly pointing to the array in memory. Which means we can't really do what I wanted. Don't want to talk about it anymore for fear it will crash. At least we weren't talking about live. I know quick or something. True. See, this works now because we're actually using a pointer. So does this matter? Does matter. I'm not good enough at C to really get around this issue right now. What is this? Array has incomplete element of type. Excuse me. This is super fucking annoying, honestly. If I actually populated this, does it not give a shit? Yeah. Suspicious usage of size. This is all like, so, okay. So anyway, I was about to say this is a potential disaster right here that also, because this is, here is directly allocating to memories a variable, the size of this specific variable, in this case an array, right? So this makes it shut up because we're just saying what the size is. The funny thing is about this situation, that's what she said, true. What I'm trying to do is create an argument in this function so we can just feed in whatever array into this so that we don't need a massive set of switches saying use this array if it's this level, or well, basically use this array if it's a world or use this array if it's a level. So it's only really two, unless we want to change the size on demand, which again is going to be a problem. So instead we could just feed it in and be like, use this array, and just use the array that we feed it in each time. This is creating the same problem. Because the pointer also needs a size. Can I put an argument in here, do we think? Doesn't like it. Well, let's just have a real quick look at what we're dealing with if we're going to have to. It's only this. This. Yeah, I mean, We're just gonna have to do it the straight up or the simple way. This is always a lesson that C teaches you massively. That it seems when you do go through things like this, that it's a pain in the arse, right? But it is just a truism. Absolutely. Which is that you should always keep it simple, really. So what I'm going to do is, what did we rename this to? So we should also rename these as well in here. So let's go back to this. Man, we've got it's so funny because doing complicated stuff, we're flying. We get to the simplest possible thing and we're getting hung up, which is really dumb. So gmap in H. Do we not have it? We must have it. Well, that's not good anyway. Oh no, we already started doing it here. G level map and G overworld map. Right, yes. So this is in 8. So in C, we need to go to... Well, we could probably just delete this, right? Because we don't need it to be defined. That's the whole point. We just need it to be declared. So then we do... you set this again. G current level. Oh no, we're doing the same. Let me think about something. This is also, for the same reason, going to redeclare this. So what we actually need to do is create a bunch of labels. At this point, we might as well be creating an entire entity component system, well, not entity component system, but a lightweight one, just with structs instead, which is what we will transition to eventually. Because what this actually means is, if we go... whatever. We should actually do... not here. Let's do it all next to each other so it makes sense. What we should do is, we should do the extern int G yeah. You know what? This is fucking even dumber. No. I know what we do. Keep it simple, right? Current level. Fuck this. This is the dumbest shit ever. And this is why C is actually genius, but some people don't want to work with it. We change this to an integer. Why complicate things with strings and mess with arrays when we don't actually need to in this case? So current level is just going to be a number. Not going to be human readable necessarily, right? But you know what's even crazier? We could make it human readable. Can you guess how? I'll give you some time to guess whilst I carry on. So if we do current level 0, let's do like, does this even, this might not even need to be there actually. Right, so now if we do, when we go to main and we start our world map, we can actually just say current level G underscore current level equals to let's just go with 1 actually, and then we go back here and we do actually do in this C file. Let's actually do this. So if we do G underscore current level equals 0. So we won't have anything on 0. So then this can be you know, our null value basically to check whether we're initialized before we load. If that makes sense. So then current level equals to 1, right? Boom. So then this is the way we can make it human readable. We can actually go, and lots of people hate this, but I actually think this is cool because it's really old school. We can actually just add another precompiler macro. It doesn't matter if any clash, right? Who cares? So we can do define, and we can just put overworld. What's up, Salvasar? Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. That's actually a really nice message. I feel like most people in the community doesn't care about Simi dev, so thank you very much. I love doing development. It's the best, and it's why I'm making a video game. Yeah, so what this is something that is a thing in C, and it is in some other languages, and it's lots of people prefer modern languages because they don't deal with stuff like this, and lots of good programmers hate what this is, and it's called a precompiler macro. It's a whole different language that happens before the compiler, which is another way of saying it's permanent, right? So you can create variables that are permanent, aka constants, but they're a special type of constant that is a precompiler macro because it all happens before the compiler. So what does that even mean? It means that if we write overworld and then 1 here, and we've defined it like this, that if we want to say 1, we can also just type overworld. So in this situation, this creates a human readable situation for us, where if we go here, right, and we can see that we can make this make sense all of a sudden by writing overworld. And that is the exact same as writing 1. So I've also done the same for true or false because C out of the box doesn't have Boolean values, and I'm trying to keep things as simple and old school as possible. Because it's part of the beauty of C. Yeah, and then we don't need a fucking string, and it gets rid of all of the problem. So current level overworld, right? If current level overworld is what, so renderer is what we're working with, right? So all of these G maps or whatever is wrong anyway, right? Because we've now got G underscore level map and G underscore overworld map. So what we want to do is this, first of all. Well, let's just do if G underscore G for global current level. I'm going to do something that we don't need to do here for a specific reason, which is this, right? Because you can just put if G underscore current overworld, and that will do it if it's a 1, right? If you're dealing with a 1 or a 0, you don't need to say if it's equal to. But this just makes it more readable. None of this matters. So we can do this here. Let's just yoink this line here. And then it's just this loop, I think, is the only other place we have to worry about it. I think. Where is this? Oh, this is at the tippy top. Come back to that. All right, so first of all, yeah. Well, anyway, we need to change this anyway. This needs to be overworld. G underscore overworld map. And then we can just do else. We're going to have to initialize this variable because it doesn't like it. Just declare it rather. We don't need these ints. If we're declaring it before. Already knows the type. Okay, so... Oops. That's that. So where else are we looking again? It's just this. What? Oh my god. I'm still getting used to this keyboard big time. Okay, then we need to do overworld map. And we need to do... Oops, my bad. Level map. I think it's a good setup showing us a code. So clear. Only thing, your camera is a little too far to the left. Oh, is it? Yeah, I'm trying a different setup today. It actually revolves around the fact that what you're seeing right now is how I've just decided to code recently, just with this one window in the center of the screen like this. And I just realized like, oh, this is actually perfect for the stream, hypothetically, right? Because we can just make, this be the main focus. What do you want me to change about the camera? It's hard for me to kind of monitor the camera whilst I'm actually looking at the screen, so I can't really tell. What the fuck? If you could turn it a little to the right, shows your face more and not just my ear. You mean like this? I can't really see what you see when I'm looking at the screen because I don't have a way to monitor it. I guess I could bring the stream up, actually. Hold. That's it? Okay. Oh, I see now. I see what you're saying now. Yeah, I guess maybe I can even zoom out a tiny bit. Yeah, it might be a little bit better, right? Thank you. Okay. This is getting a little bit gross. Am I a never nester? I'm not a never nester. But once you start getting to like 4 layers deep-ish, I don't like it. But to be honest, like, a lot of the people that whine about that kind of thing as well, they're not really getting anything done. They're just sitting there fingering their arsehole making a website or something. So I do give a fuck about that kind of stuff. But I'll still sometimes do it, because sometimes, like, I don't know, it's the most elegant solution. Even if it looks gross. Like, this looks fucking horrific. But none of what we're doing right here is even remotely going to be the most elegant solution, because we're sort of hacking shit together right now just to get a level loader. It honestly depends, basically. It's hard to explain how I feel about it. Basically, it's so nice to have best practices. And to, like, have things look nice and be very tidy. However, oops. I kind of basically have two modes of working. One mode where I'm just completely smashing things together as quickly and as very simply as possible, where I keep it mega simple, even if it looks gross. Just keep it mega simple, right? And then another mode where I meticulously go over the code, making sure everything is well written, makes sense, labeled correctly, more memory efficient, more performant. We're being very meticulous and very strict. Now, sometimes I'm refactoring when I'm in one of those modes, and sometimes I'm not. They're not necessarily one's for refactoring and one's for not. Typically, I smash it together. I just get it working, just get stuff done, and then when I refactor, I'll go over it and make it neat and tidy, and I dedicate days to just going through the code and refactoring it and making it tidy and relabeling things and getting rid of unnecessary nesting and all of that. Typically, I'll dedicate days to that. But sometimes, the first time I'm writing something, I'm obsessing about it being perfect and clean and all of the rest of it. And sometimes when I'm refactoring it, I'm just smashing it together and get it working. So they're not mutually exclusive, whether it's not like quote unquote real work or refactoring. I might sometimes be in one mode or the other, but I find that alternating between the two periodically gives me the best results, because having one without the other, like not having the hacking mentality of just getting it working, just means you'll never finish a project or do anything good ever. And then never caring about how readable and well organized and stuff the code is means that you probably also will never really do anything good or finish big projects, because, well, you might never be able to, because code will be such fucking spaghetti. Oh, really? That you might, never get there, basically. Let's do a quick commit. This Vim session is sort of balked my terminal window. Okay. Linker command failed. That means that the level map and overworld map isn't being handled correctly. And it's probably because, well, they're declared and not defined. Therefore, they're uncompiled. Something that, you know, your LSP won't cry about to you. But the compiler will. But I thought we might be able to get away with it. You get away with nothing in C. Just got to learn that lesson. There you go. I'm trying to think what even is supposed to happen right now. It's just supposed to work, that's all. It seems like one of those things where you need to learn the best practices and why they are the best in order to know when, to a specific use case, you can break them. You do want to finish something someday, and you don't have a team of 40 devs working on this. Oh, yeah, well, yes, yeah, that's definitely the case. In my experience, trying to get good at anything, I've always had like hobbies and interests that are pretty complicated that I enjoy trying to get good at. And I just enjoy the process. I seldom claim to be actually good at anything. But one of the big things that's pretty universal that I have learned is that you'll never progress beyond a certain level if you don't learn when to break the rules and when you should stick to them in general in all things. Now, when it comes to programming and development and stuff, lots of things that people recommend to do and become standard practices and best practices are operating under the assumption that you're going to work for some Silicon Valley tech company. And they're all sort of designed around multi-billion-dollar corporations with big teams. And whilst there's some logic to that, they're trying to, hire efficient, obedient workers for the workforce. What's very annoying when you're trying to learn how to be the best programmer you can be, oftentimes those two things are actually at odds, and things that are good standard practices for major corporations or large teams actually aren't objectively the best thing for the CPU. Because really, when it really comes down to it, you know, if you're working with any low level languages, what we really should be talking about is the CPU if you're trying to do something objectively good. And then there's obviously, yes, actually finishing things. And corporations are typically the larger in scale a business is when it comes to making stuff, the less efficient they are. And so they can talk about clean code and standard practices until a cow's gone home, but their standards for efficiency are really, really low in terms of actually getting things done. Now, they get more things done than anyone technically on paper, but they take way more time than necessary. And a lot of those standard practices are why. I could go really crazy in the world of game development, specifically talking about this. I think it'd be better. Oh my God. I think it'd be probably best if I put my thoughts together more concisely in a video or something one day. But game dev, it's sort of a nightmare to maneuver these same things in the world of game development if you're just trying to learn how to do things and like what the right approach is and stuff like that. It's a big mess. Have you used any AI for development? Yeah, I use AI all the time, actually. I started out using it not at all. Because it's another thing that people... So all of the people that I would actually listen to about the world of programming are people that are very anti using AI. But I have found that like dealing in absolutes is really like not productive. There's a really good middle ground with AI to know when's a good use case for it and when isn't. But yeah, I've used AI on this project to like help me create a UI system. Can't remember what else. But you got to learn how to use it because there is. So the way I actually started using AI and stuff, I tested several different AI tools and I tested them extensively before actually implementing them into any project. And what I found was that, like, first of all, they are good at just kind of like boilerplate stuff, standard stuff that is like, you know, not fancy, not creative, not that complicated. But also, basically, if you're doing something, wait, there's somewhere else that isn't right here that I've just remembered. What? What's going on? All of this opening and closing different Vim sessions, fucking. Hang on. So Vim does this thing where it creates like swap files, which is really useful because it basically is creating like a backup of your file in case anything goes wrong. But sometimes if you're dicking around with opening and closing multiple Vim sessions like that with the same file open, it can create problems. Yeah, so anyway, AI. Let me stop and just talk about this a minute. So yeah, I tested it extensively, and I found that when it comes to doing very simple things, AI is actually very good if directed well. Because AI can be very messy. It's really good to tell it any kind of formatting rules, stuff like that. You know, it's probably gonna, if you have a file where you're defining all your globals or something, there's probably like a 90% chance it's gonna start defining globals somewhere else, and you're gonna have to reorganize it, dumb stuff like that. But when it comes to accomplishing simple things, it's actually really good and really efficient, right? However, as you increase the complexity, it becomes less and less useful. And there is some way in the middle where you can do something relatively complex, but if you have to really be doing good prompts and sort of manage it correctly, right? And but there is a point where it becomes completely useless. It will forget, you know, half the things that you've told it. It will, you know, lose track of things. It's not as smart as people think it is. It will really, really, really turn your code into spaghetti very, very quickly. Like when people talk about like spaghetti code being unreadable, AI will create code that's wrapping itself in pretzels to accomplish something that can be done in like 10 lines if you start upping the complexity. So what I actually do, I mean, I could show you guys what I actually do at some point, maybe later. What I actually do is I don't really, so I do have an AI autocomplete tool in my editor, but it's off by default. Like it's not on right now, and I have it. If I run a specific thing command, I can turn it on. I might use that if I'm just writing a list or something, but I basically never use it. When it comes to actually using AI to properly code, I create a new directory on the computer. I set up a basic hello world in like I'm working in C, right? So in C, I create a fucking Git repo for it. I back it all up. And then from that fresh project, I make the system in isolation. And what you want to do, and the thing with AI is like, it's better if you're trying to get it to work with like specify, you want this to be like it in this specific function, and you want this function to be in this format with these arguments and return these values. You want to make it so it's compartmentalized, because the thing where AI gets mega shit is how it's poorly interacting with the rest of the code, because you want to keep it isolated. Now, if you start to increase that, the complexity of that, what I do is it's all done in this one isolated project, right? And I test that it's returning the values that I want. Everything's happening exactly how I want. Because they're just their own C files and stuff, then I can drop them into my whatever project I'm working on. And I integrate those files, that code, manually without AI into my system. So I know what's going on, basically. So yeah, that's what I personally do. You do need to understand programming and understand the basics of whatever you're working with. In order to use AI correctly. Because otherwise, there is a massive chance that it leads you astray. Massive chance. Now, anyway, in the renderer, we have these issues here to deal with. This is going to be a problem. This view width, view height, and map width and map height is going to be a problem when switching between the world map and an actual level, because again, if we go back into these constants, see we're changing these here just by commenting. We want it to be dynamic. So we do want to do current map height and like a lot of the stuff that we're working on right now, AI would be fucking useless. We've still got a G map down here. Okay. Yeah, I created all of these. Window height actually is weird. Why? We don't need that. Like last night, randomly, I think, thinking that, yeah, this is what we need to do, and it is what we need to do. Yeah. And we also want to do current view with the current view height as well. So just to briefly explain what it is we're actually doing. For anyone that might just be tuning in, we're working on a level loader so we can switch between the different levels that we've made, and so that we can switch between the overworld and the levels. Because right now we're just commenting stuff in and out. It's the only way we're switching between them. However, things like what the viewport is, right? So how zoomed in we are basically on the level, how many tiles a level is, all need to be stored independently, and also what the current viewport and stuff like that is. So, we will initialize this with a 0. These, however, I think we might do some more constants for. Level width and level height. Yeah, we already do have constants for them. What this is for the view, which we don't have. So we want is this even defined here? Yes. Right here. So what we want is Define overworld view height, which is 540. And now we want to width is 960. And then we want to more like level. Um, 512, 288. Okay. So then we do overworld view width equals overworld view width overworld view. How do you guys feel about a stream where I'm just programming like this? Because like so much of me making a game without an engine is obviously going to be this. I don't know how much to stream it. The thing is, like, when we do these streams, if we ever get more people watching, there's nothing to, you know, we can always just stop and have really long conversations about stuff. It doesn't have to all just be watching me program necessarily. Okay. We probably need to take a look at the renderer. Or actually, maybe even... desired... Oh no, we're already feeding this in when we create the window, aren't we? Yeah, so we need to make this. Ooh, this is actually... I guess we leave it like that for now. for our initial window creation. In the actual renderer, however, view width, we should probably be current view width, current view height, current map width, current map height. I think we do actually kind of want to do this here with these pre-existing macros for now. Otherwise, it's going to get too weird too quick. For the sake of testing. But here we'll do G current. Hang on, let me just view it. G current view width. Okay. Current map width. I'll explain this in a minute. Wait, no, it was height, right? Oh, it is. Current map width. Yeah, so basically, we're creating all of these values so that we can store the different view windows and the different sizes of the window, the different viewports and all of this. But this needs to be generic because this is for the renderer, which is why we've got these current values. So when we want to change the viewport, we're going to change the current value. Pretty self-explanatory. I'm sure you guys probably would guess that, but hopefully this works fine. Current view width. Current view height. This is all UI stuff. Okay, let's compile that because it's been a little while. Yep, that's fine. Oh, for the UI system as well. We've got some weird stuff going on with it. Back up, back up, back up, back up. Ah, yes. It's just other. Okay, that's fine. View it. Is that everything? No. What is this? Oh, no. Yeah, this is the integer scaling part. That actually is fine because it's our initial window. Okay, let's compile that. All right. Okay, good. Have a few nuts. Getting a bit peckish, but probably gonna aim to end somewhere around 8, half 8. Let's go through our comments now. How to do comments. I think I know what I need to do to load a level now. This has to be run before setup. This has to be run before setup right now. Oh, this is gone. We fixed this. I think we're almost there. So let's create a new function. And at least for now, let's just call it start level, I guess. We don't need to load world. And tau config should just be called tau config, I think, .json. Tile set should just be called tile set, I think. Let's double check that. Yep. And we want to render sprites and tiles. Check the level config still. And excuse me. Let's just go into constants again, and we've got an overworld constant somewhere, right? And let's just do like make this 2 or something, and we're just gonna create a single one just for anything that's like just a level and not an overworld, basically, for now. And we'll just load something random. And what the fuck? Cursed. I can't type with this keyboard. Okay, so my question is, let me think. Where do we actually? I can't remember where this is in the code. Tile manager. We should have something for like a .csv. This is where we load a level, disable if loading world. I missed this somehow, didn't I? Hang on. Let me back up a bit. Set which config to use. We do that. Okay. Set tile set. We do that. Okay. That might need to happen afterwards. Okay, yeah, so now it's going to load the house level. And if it doesn't, it was going to end the game. So if this works, it still won't work correctly because there's one fundamental thing that we're not doing. But what this should be at a point where we can go to our buttons for the menu that we created, which is at the end of the main function at the minute. And we should have here, excuse me, level loader buttons, right? And you see here, we start world map for our callback on this button. This one we can just do start level. Start level isn't yet is this in our tile manager .h that we did this? I think it is, isn't it? No. Start world map level. Wait, why is this? Start. Oh, it's in our GUI manager because it's where we call it. This isn't... These need a different home eventually. But it's okay for now. Okay, so now... when we press the village button, it should load the village level. Several problems here. It's looped because we're not resizing the view yet. We've not set that up. And it's not... So, one thing that we actually don't talk about very often. This is kind of crazy, though, how fast this is. Just saying. Pretty nuts. Ooh. Are we... Did that just appear? Hang on. We're probably... I was going to say it's probably a matter of time until this creates some sort of like memory issue to spamming this like this. Oh, no, it's already... No, we didn't. It's fine. So, something we don't talk about a lot, but you can actually tell the difference between switching between these two levels. You guys might remember I used to talk about this a lot, but considering I figured it out, I don't talk about it anymore. The game is designed in such a way that it's working like the Game Boy engine, in that there are Game Boy colored sprites that are then being recolored in real time so that I can have real-time control over any color of anything in the game. And so what's going on here, the coloration isn't correct because it's still using the palette from the overworld, which is why the overworld looks right color-wise and why this doesn't. So sizing of the viewport and palettes between levels is what we need to work on. I think we need to do better issue tracking and breaking things down just for the GitHub project, because we're doing a lot here between commits. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put like basic level switching as an issue. I'm going to label that as focus and production and put it in the code milestone, right? And then I'm going to create another one where we say store and switch palettes. I don't know why I'm typing everything so poorly. And viewport size correctly. Definitely typos in that. Between levels. But I don't care. There's typos. Focus. Production. Code. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my GitHub project. And with basic level switching, we'll put that to in progress. And I'm going to put switch and store pallets in progress as well. And we're just looking for that issue number so we can check that off with this commit basic level switching 172. Commit resolves 172 basic level switching. We actually have gotten pretty far. The fact that we're able to talk about improving stuff for level switching right now means we did really good stuff today. That should automatically check that off. All right. I've got a banana next to me and I'm not even eating it. My source of energy for the day, and the day's almost over. I just realized that my jumper basically suits my Vim color scheme. It's like light shade of purple and this like weird pale greenish yellow color. We already created these, right? So we just need to swap this current view value for the overworld one and vice versa. Oh damn, I've forgotten to check my CBD as well. I'm so far behind on everything. I should probably wrap up soon. I've fallen behind too much on food and stuff today. Well, we'll try and finish this. I need to start setting an alarm for taking my CBD. I've been taking it at regular intervals for my anxiety lately, and it's really been helping. Gotten way into this dev stream than I thought. Right, yeah, so Overworld. View. Width. Overview, view, height. I guess disappointing kind of checking that. Okay. Oh. I'm an idiot. Okay. Don't even. This might be really scuffed. I don't know. Oh, works perfectly. Look, though. Something to do with the camera follow isn't adapting to the new new size. Should probably clamp values. Well, where is update camera? Ah, this is why. Current view width. Current view height. That warning is fine. We want that. This is annoying. G current map width. G current map height. G hang on. Width. G current view width. And current view height. Okay, that should fix that. Oh, boom. It does. Oh, it even like nicely, really smoothly snaps the camera view. That's cool. Everything's working nicely. All right, so palettes. Let's take a look at the render again. I thought this might be a pain. Where is... Where are we setting? Where the fuck are we setting our world palette? Let me... We definitely have like different palettes per level. Oh, I know where we're setting it. What do we mean? It's part of the config. So it means the config isn't being set right. How config world.json. Let me see. Oh, no, it's doing it right. It's just this isn't. Yeah, I created a test config file for this level specifically. And it is called config house test. Yes. So now, oh world. Hey, we did it. Done. Level loader done, basically, anyway. Ooh, why am I seeing some tears? Don't like that. Wait. This is still not the right size. You know what we're actually... This is the whole level array thing. How can we do this? Well, I mean, we have successfully done a level loader. We're loading all the level data. It's just, you know. Levels go on infinitely. Well, not infinitely, the size of the world map. Because obviously it's been initialized one size. I wonder if out of curiosity, I wonder if we initialize this value. First of all, let's just try 0 to see what it actually looks like. Out of curiosity. Because our UI should be on a different renderer layer. Well. Let's try doing it at the level width and level height. The fuck? Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button. It's fucked again. Wait, no, it's not fucked. This is correct. What happens when I do this? Okay, so we need to set positions and stuff. Pretty funny how broken we can make it. Oops. I actually didn't mean to close it then. See, if we actually start with the overworld... Oh no, it's still... Um. Wait, I'm just. Hang on. Did we ever do anything with the current map width and current map height? We're not setting it, are we? Current map width. Yes, 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 yes. I remember now. Okay. G underscore current map width. Hang on. Let's get rid of this highlight. Equals. What's this world map? So we do overworld width. Is this current map width not? Current map width, current map height. Current map width, yeah, it's there. But what is it on about? Oh. Fuck's sake, this new keyboard. Over. Oh my god. Let's start again. I have to type slower in order for it to work. I'm also obviously getting like tired and hungry. Doesn't help. Okay. This isn't fucking set again, which is dumb. Oh no, it is, it is, it is. It is just this wide. Okay, overworld. to scroll a lot more to make sure. Because obviously this is massive. Okay, that seems fine. Yeah, we're not setting positions, but everything else is fine. To be honest, can't we very quickly do that? I can't remember. I think in setup somewhere we must do this, right? Oh, hang on. Maybe it is in types. And in here we should have some position structs. Tile config. Let's just go up. Sorry, excuse me. Noise settings, camera. POS. Right, POS. And what about the other sprite POS? Well, this is going to be fixed in the render of the other one, isn't it? So does it actually start at 0? Try it. G sprite POS. .x. Equals 0. Let's change this to a Y. And then we'll copy and paste this into the other function as well. And then the only other thing is actually the rendering position of the other sprite, which it's just generic anyway. So, you know, it's just a fixed value. I'm not sure if that really matters right now. It's not, there's no actual, we've got test environment levels, but there's nothing, no design level where something has a specific position necessarily other than just testing artwork. So it doesn't really matter. So now, if I bring up this, I can load the overworld. and our character is in the top left. This guy's down here somewhere. Camera moves right. Then we can bring up the level loader. We can change the village. Our character is now in the top left again. And the guy is down here. It's actually funny. Whatever this fixed value is definitely being calculated relative to the view. Because, oh, look, this. Oh, no. I keep thinking this is broken, but no, this is the width. So that's it. We've done it. We've actually done it. Basic level loader done. We've done it. Obviously, we can, make things a bit more advanced. There's some weird kind of screen tearing and stuff going on in this level. That might be something to do with how the view size is being calculated, because it should not be like this. Let me see if we switch to the overworld, if we see any. No. Yeah, it's something. Oh, you know what it actually might be? I implemented integer scaling based on this room. I probably need to double check somewhere if the viewport size, the number that we're changing to for the size of the viewport, probably need to check if that's being integer scaled correctly. But anyway, I'll add that to my to-do list. Check to see if village level view size is integer scaled. There is some tearing. Right. We actually, I only created like a few variables and stuff. Before the stream, but we basically made a whole feature from start to finish on stream today, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm probably going to call it there. We get some food. Chill for a bit before going to sleep. And level loader system. I think we can check that off. 159. 168. The store and switch palettes. We do that. Put everything needed to load the world. Yeah, no, that. Doesn't do that. Create menu room for level loader. If we need to load village into a function, we actually should have checked that off before. Check see if village level view. Okay, that's good. Actually. Yeah, so we can check off, create that, put everything in that, store that, put everything in that. So 168. We probably need to just bring this with us, actually. I'm not going to remember all of this. Checking off too much shit. Resolves. 159. Resolves. One, 6, 8. Resolves. 1, 7, 3. Resolves. 169. Let me just make sure. Create level loader system, definitely. Put everything needed to load the world map into a function that will work when round once. Definitely. Store and switch palettes and viewport size greatly between levels. Yep. Put everything needed to load village level into a function that works around once. Yes. That should check all of those things off, unless I made a typo there. I didn't double check. But there, I didn't make a typo. Check them all off. All right. That's it. We're done for the today. That was a very productive day, actually. All right, guys. Can I show it? Yeah. This is checked off our in progress list. All right, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna get some food. But I hope that you got something out of watching this. I know I got a lot out of doing it, and I'm really grateful for you guys tuning in, and massively thankful for anyone that is actually interested in watching me do more development stuff, because I really enjoy doing this. I just want to say actually that obviously when I'm doing this dev stuff, like I'm mostly just focused on just making the game, you know, but I'm aware that other than a few dedicated members of our community that like to watch this, these streams are a little bit pointless in terms of like attention or whatever. Well, I'm still wanting to do them because they're going to exist on the channel on YouTube in perpetuity as like a record of developing the game, so people will be able to go back and watch it when the game's done. And the plan, I know there's several things I said I wanted to do by the end of the year, but I got very sick at the end of the year and sort of out of money, frankly. So all of that is still going to happen, and I am going to start making proper YouTube videos on this YouTube channel. Remember, I do stream on Twitch and YouTube for the game dev stuff, so make sure you do exclamation YouTube. Head over the Alphase Games YouTube channel, subscribe there. Exclamation Discord to go and join the Earth and Heart Discord if you want to participate in any playtests. I, to be honest, thought about doing some playtest stuff the other day. I might start doing playtest stuff like years sooner than I thought. I might just start doing it now for certain technical things, to be honest. So if you're interested in that, go and join the Earth and Heart Discord. I was testing into just scaling for ultra wide monitors, so yeah, I will start posting proper videos, and hopefully we can grow this channel by making videos about development, and those are the people that'll be sat watching the 2D development stream. So that's the long-term plan, but I'm very happy that anyone in our community is interested in the meantime, because I'm mostly doing this because it's fun. I know there's a handful of people that like it. I know I love chatting to them when we do it, but also just like this is a great like record for anyone, myself even, to go back and look at when we actually finally finish the game. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you guys have a great day or evening. I'm gonna go chill, eat some food, and watch some podcasts for a bit after, yeah, pretty solid day of programming. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys soon. Definitely going to do some more game streams, some Star Citizen, some Valheim on the main channel soon, and we've got a big Valheim video coming out this week. So thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye.